Okay, cool. So I'm just going to get started. Essentially, I just kind of wanted to go over the update that we had a planning week as a team in office last week. And so I just kind of wanted to go over what we planned in terms of the SALT SSH in relation to Python 2 deprecation and kind of what our plan is. So next week is the plan to just start working on all of the deprecation stuff. And the first thing that we have to tackle is we realized in our original step to deprecate Python 2, we mentioned that we'd be supporting Python 3.4, but that is actually already deprecated. And so we want to write a new SEP that actually just changes our stance going forward on Python version support. And essentially we want it to say we'll only support Python versions that aren't deprecated. And especially since we're looking into changing to salt bin, this would be much easier to do because we will actually be providing the Python version in the package. And so there's no concerns about which OSs have which Python versions. So that's the plan for next week. I want to kind of reach out to the community before I publish that, get their insight. So that'll take a little bit of work to get that done. So once that's merged in, there's a bunch of work that needs to be done around actually making sure that you can run a Python 3 SALT SSH against a Python 2 minion. And the approach that we've been discussing for a long time is to use salt bin. So essentially, the user would copy salt bin over to the host, and then they would run salt call with that a single binary. We're also going to be providing other ways, and this is all written in the step that we wrote a long time ago. We're going to write the ability for somebody to be able to run a pre-script before SALT SSH copies over everything, so that they can just write up a custom script that installs Python 3 on that host for them. And then also there's already a feature in SALT that kind of handles this, but it requires a bit more setup to do. So going to investigate that and see if there's not something easier we can do to make it easier, or just document it a little bit better for users to use. So that's kind of the plan, to start working on that after the SEP in a couple weeks. And then we also have plans to document everything, since this is going to be such a big change. We're going to create an FAQ, try to do, add it to the release notes, update all the docs, and then work with actually Cassandra to communicate that across all the channels once the documentation is updated, so we can point them to that. Another thing that is important to note is we will need to add some testing to ensure that we keep compatibility between a Python 3 master and an old Python 2 minion, to just make sure that works. So we need to consider testing for that. But we won't be supporting a Python 2 master on Sodium. So there's that. Yeah, I think that is kind of it for the update for SALT SSH. I figured this would be kind of a shorter meeting just to kind of update, and next meeting we'll have a lot more to announce because we'll have done a lot of the work there. If anybody wants to help out, please feel free to reach out to me. There's a lot of work to do and can definitely divvy it out. But yeah, that's it, unless anybody has anything else. All right. Thanks for coming. We'll talk to you guys next time.
See ya.
See ya.